Welcome to the channel. My name is Karsh Goblin. This is Goblin KTV, and today we're going to be doing this very special unboxing of the Tales from Equestria My Little Pony starter set. Before we get into it, like, subscribe, and all the bits and pieces down below. It helps out the channel quite immensely. We're on our way to 1 million subscribers. We're also a live Twitch TV channel, so if you're looking for any live content of live shows, such like live role-playing shows that is, and actual plays, that's where you'll find us most of the time. So check us out over there, and for our social media you can keep an eye on us with Twitch TV, with Twitter, while it still exists, again on Goblin Cave TV. So let's get into it. Now, this I bought a few years ago at a convention, and people were saying to me that this is the best beginner box on the market, and they were ranting and raving about it. I'm not kidding. I was looking for beginner boxes all for the whole convention, and this is what everybody was telling me is the best. So My Little Pony, or Tales from Equestria, it's a bit different from what you'd expect. So for the main rulebook and adventure book, it's combined. It's a good quality print stock, good binding. It's not just a staple. And the rules, what it does lack, I should say, it lacks a appendix or index. There's nothing there. But the rules are just these 2 pages. So you have 2 pages of rules. That is it. I love that the dice are color-coded. These are the same dice you get with it. And it has a quick explanation of what the dice do, as in what sizes they can roll between. So that's pretty cool. But these 2 pages, that's it. That's the entire how to play the game. The rest of it, here's your map, which is gorgeous in color. Super, super bright. But the rest of it is how the game starts, and it's essentially a choose your own adventure style game, which I really love for solo play, but this is one for group play, which I think is pretty cool. So this could be why everybody was recommending this game to me as a great starter set. And it's very much for children. It's very simple. I will check quickly on for ages. The game itself is for ages 6 and up, which is kind of strange because the introduction to Advanced Dungeons and Dragons from about 1996, that was 7 and up. So this is 6 and up. Anyway, so good quality book. That's your adventure, and also 2 pages of rules. You have character sheets as well. These are actual My Little Pony characters. You have Thrilly Philly, you have Strong Oak, and you have Firebrand. The single page, and they're not the highest quality. Let's just say they're pretty cheap quality print. I mean, you can write on them, but if you use an eraser too many times, you might be going through the paper. They are pretty. I will say that they're bright and pretty. So at least you've got that. You have your map, your adventure map, which is pretty basic. It's one-sided, and it's just a pretty basic adventure map. You have another map which has got a little bit of detail, but again, one-sided, and it's just a small excerpt. I'll put it that way in case of spoilers. You have a dice set. Again, really bright color, really clean and easy to read, and they're color-coded to how the instructions are, which I really like that idea. You have some adventure pawn stands, and you got some pawns. Pawns and tokens. I mean, I can take it out, but there's nothing else underneath it. So, whoops, almost got it. Yeah. There's nothing else underneath it. Double-sided, thick cardstock. And then you got these massive spaces because the box is huge. Now, this is a lot larger than A4 in size. So an A4 would essentially come up to about here. This is a real big annoyance for me. I don't know why you'd put something even bigger. There's nothing in this which is bigger than A4, or needing to be bigger than A4. Okay, the map's that little bit bigger, but even still, that map could have been smaller easily, or folded again. There's no reason to have that much there. And even this spacer is way too thick. The spacer could have been half of that to accommodate for the dice and the other bits and pieces. It's kind of an annoyance for me. not even a small annoyance. It's actually quite a significant annoyance for me to have something like that. There's no GM screen, there's no quick reference, but as a choose your own adventure, you don't need a GM screen or quick reference, and the rules are only like 2 pages. So again, you might not need that type of thing. The characters are very, very simplistic, but it's a very simplistic game. So if you're looking for options to play with children, this might be a really good option. This might be a really interesting option, especially if they're into the My Little Pony world and genre, because a lot of people are. It's mega fandom. If I get big burly blokes telling me this is the best game, like best starter set, I can kind of see it because of the choose your own adventure. The choose your own adventure style limits options, but in a way it still gives you those options and tells you that you could do this and this if you're not sure of what you can do. So it gives you options if you're unsure what you're able to do, but it does structure people for more the veteran role players, which are used to making their own decisions. So I enjoy those ones. I enjoy the solo quests and like solo adventures or Alone Against from Chaosium. But this is one I'd say work really well for younger children, and I don't have a problem with it at all. I think it's pretty cool. So that's my thoughts on Tales from Equestria, the storytelling game starter set from My Little Pony. I believe it might be Hasbro, but that might be an issue. That might be a point against being Hasbro. But you can see the sheets and the pawns. Everything's pretty simple, and it's really easy box to get into. So that's my thoughts. Have fun with your role playing, and remember that the most optional, most optimal choice is not always the most entertaining choice. And the most entertaining choice is usually the stupidest one. Go for that one. Have some fun. So, bye.